Hello, fans of JRPGs. Welcome back to the low-key, just hang out, JRPG zone. I'm joined by the lowest key, Matt Rory.
I'm on fire today. Welcome to everybody. This is on Switch, correct?
Rory, I'm playing Tales of Vesperia. I believe it's the Ultimate Edition. It is a remaster of Tales of Vesperia, which came out, I want to say something like 2007. And it is, this is a Switch version of it. And I'm having a hell of a time with it, Matt.
It's a good game. It's a really good game. It's my favorite Tales game.
Yeah, so...
I think that's not an uncommon opinion.
No, and I'm kind of discovering that to be the case. It seems like...
Did you play this when it came out?
I did not. Oh. The only Tales I completed was Symphonia, and I played a little bit of...
Xillia and Berseria are the other two that I tried. I did not get too far in those. I never had...
No.
Something about them just felt off compared to this. This is a really, really good classic game, and I'm glad they remastered it.
Totally. I really liked Symphonia, and this feels like a good iteration on that without introducing too much more.
Yeah.
So we're just kind of going through a little bit of combat here in the open world. I'll break it down a little more later, but it's, as you can tell, a more action-oriented RPG. It's not turn-based. You're kind of running around.
Can you just rotate the camera here? Like, is this frame rate? This frame rate seems really chunky in the overworld.
Yeah, I definitely deal with some chunkiness in the open world here and in some of the more complicated battles.
I don't know if it's just what I'm seeing on the, I think this just looks like it's really poor frame rate in the overworld. That's too bad.
Yeah, but I've found in battles and in towns.
Yeah, this looks fine.
It's been pretty good. So basically, I'm kind of locked on to the enemy with the target there. I can hold R and pick who I want, or I can hit ZL and enter kind of a free run here.
Now you can't switch party members in combat, can you? I forget.
Not in combat, no. But between combat, you can, if I wanted to play as somebody else, I could.
And you can do combo attacks from what I recall. I'm not sure how far along you are,
exactly.
But
so
it's a really interesting combat system in this game.
Yeah, and to kind of get into it a little more, you have a basic attack on B here. Like I said, this is a Switch version. So you have a basic attack on B, and then depending on what direction you press, it'll do different things. So here's my standard 3-hit. And then if I hold down and do it, I get a kind of a different low attack combo that has a few more hits but less damage.
There are just a ton of different iterations on the combat system. I'm gonna want to take a look at that menu before we.
I'm gonna get. Hey Matt, don't worry. I've got it all figured out.
I don't want to run it, but I want to see all the things.
I will show off all of the things.
What is dog language? I have to know.
All right. Well, oops, I entered another battle. The other system is there are arts kind of on the A button where you can hit a different direction and you'll do a different special move. So again, a kind of a neutral one that just shoots a projectile. And every character has these, but the AI kind of gets into it on its own.
Repeat's getting really good at handling items, don't you think? Yeah, but I don't want to eat any gels that have been in a dog's mouth.
Repeat doesn't believe that he is a dog.
Wait a minute.
I don't know. He's the first character you get in the game. He's the main character's dog. He likes to bark. Honestly, he doesn't say a lot, but he's one of the more tolerable characters in this game.
Yeah, I liked what's the main character's name again?
Yuri.
Yuri?
No, I always mix him up with,
Hey, cutscene time.
Cutscene time. I thought it was Yuri.
I don't remember much of the story. I just remember in the gameplay.
These are the Shy Coast ruins.
So that's Rita. I just got her. She's a magician. There's no grand meta plot right now. We're just kind of chasing around a knight named Floyd. The game starts out, you're in a city that is under attack, sort of, and you kind of rescue a princess and take off from there.
Aren't any Imperial Knights.
The overall look of this game reminds me a lot of Ni no Kuni 2, just the art style and everything like that. Combat is obviously very different, but
it made me kind of want a combination of those two games. Was the combat from this game and the presentation and some of the. The stuff I liked in Ni no Kuni was all the item descriptions and the cute enemies and stuff.
Could be.
A different time.
Hey,
your dog's outfit. Is that a baseball?
Yeah, so since this is the Ultimate Edition, it comes with a few bonus costumes. Kind of everything you see here is a non-standard costume.
Zap. I like the way that sounds. Hey,
Hey, what's that supposed to mean? Why are you smiling?
That statue has things to say.
Let's try to get along now, okay?
Yeah, this is about the writing that I kind of... the Tales series has always been pretty lighthearted.
Yeah.
From what I recall. I don't know what it was about Berseria and Xillia that just turned me off, but this is definitely one of my favorite JRPGs in general, not just in the Tales series.
Yeah,
I never beat the original game. I got to the last dungeon.
Symphonia?
I beat the Symphonia. I never beat...
What's the original?
The Vesperia, the original.
Oh, the
Vesperia
original
release,
this. Yeah, okay.
I'm not sure how many Tales games there have been. I think there have been more than...
Quite a few, but this is the first quick look of a Tales game on the website.
Hey, there we go.
So, as you saw before, in combat, kind of everyone except me is going around and doing their own thing, and you can actually get really into figuring out exactly what they're going to do. So you can have just kind of default commands that are like, go full in or play more defensively, and then on top of that, you can kind of position where people, where people are in combat. So if I want Rapide to be like up in the front line with me, and I want my casters a little further back,
I love formations in games.
Totally.
I've been doing that a lot in Divinity Original Sin 2, trying to make sure I don't start a fight with everybody all clustered up because you get hit by the AoE attacks a lot.
And then you can also...
Can we see some costumes too?
Yeah, sure. It's actually... I don't have any costume equipped for... Carol yet. So you change costumes by unlocking these titles.
Okay, yeah.
You get those titles from doing various things in the world, like cooking a certain number of times, or getting a certain hit combo.
Can you preview the ones? Oh, there we go. That's neat.
So that's pretty good.
That is ridiculous.
That's all right.
That's even more ridiculous.
Man.
That's cool.
Yeah. Let's Rapide's the best one, but here, let's see what else we
you
got.
got a lot.
This is a very Tales of Symphonia vibe to me. Pretty standard night outfit. They kind of blur the line between like weird and out there, and then like everyday life. Oh, I like that one.
Have they announced a Wild Arms remake? I could have sworn I heard something about that recently.
That would be great. I don't know.
I'm not sure. Maybe I'm totally misremembering. I misremember a lot of things in a lot of places.
There's a lot of things to remember.
This is out on PC too.
That's right.
Ben, I have been following the reviews on Steam for this. It's basically full price. It's $50 for a game that is at least 10 years old, which seems I'm sure a lot of work went into the port.
And I should mention the Ultimate Edition has those bonus costumes. It has additional characters you can play as. It has bosses that weren't in the first game. So it does have a decent amount of like content added to the original.
Was there like another Japanese release after the American release came out? Like they do that kind of like second double.
Yeah, it was like a re-release for
PS.
Doesn't look like anyone's
either
been
360
here,
or
does it?
The
PS3 maybe.
information about the underground couldn't have...
I've heard the reviews on Steam are pretty positive. There are some people complaining about stuttering, micro stuttering, frame pacing, all that kind of stuff that PC people get really into. But for the most part, it seems like this is a pretty solid PC port as well. I haven't looked into it myself, but I am kind of curious. But if this is out on Switch, I didn't realize it was. This seems like it might be the perfect kind of Switch game.
Over there.
Totally, yeah. Like I'm 7 hours in, and it's great. I'll play like on the bus, on BART. Like 40 minutes there, 40 minutes home. Make some decent progress.
I knew it would be I should have just come.
Yeah, if you're looking for a good Switch game to just be there for whenever you want to pour an hour or two into it.
It's long too. This game is pretty lengthy. I don't remember the exact hour count, but
if it's anything like Symphonia, that was the first game I ever played that I crossed the 100-hour mark on.
Yeah, I remember just getting to the end, the last dungeon place, and just kind of being a little burnt out and never picking it up again. So I'm curious. I don't know if I have time for this right now, but fond memories.
Yeah, it's definitely fun. The combat is really kind of the thing that draws you in. When you're really flowing, you can kind of like combo with your teammates. I can flick up on the stick here, and you can assign skills to right thumbstick directions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's one of the weirder things about it. Like, you're not always pressing buttons, you're also doing thumbstick combinations for this combat, which was intriguing at the time. And eventually, it takes a while to get used to, but when you do get it down, it kind of
Like this?
it all kind of clicks.
What was that?
Some of the interactions are kind of cringy, but
Yeah, they're very like JRPG.
can you cook?
Yeah, so
me
there's
some
cooking
cook.
in this game. After a battle or at any time in the overworld, you can cook, and basically it works like Final Fantasy or apparently Kingdom Hearts.
Final Fantasy 15.
Final
you could
Fantasy
definitely
15,
cook.
yeah.
These ruins feel
I skip a lot of those.
Yeah, the dialogue.
I like the grander story. What I remember from Tales of Symphonia, and in this game is a different game, so they're not, one-to-one. But I remember all the kind of character interaction stuff was a little lame, but the story as a whole, I remember enjoying about like angels and redemption and stuff like that. So I feel like up here, and Estelle is going to start charging up a spell, sharpness on me, which is kind of an attack booster. So you can just set it up for like, bigger boss battles and stuff. You kind of, or like if you have a really powerful spell you want your mage to spam, you can just keep flicking that.
This really does just kind of remind me a lot of Ni no Kuni 2's combat, like the big circle you can't get out of.
Yeah,
but
it just
everybody-
flows a little better
Yeah.
though. And there's no higgledies running around.
Yeah, man.
I like these. I like the enemy designs in these games.
Let's get this over with.
To pop into the combat's really good too. It's really quick. Which is
Yeah, great music. You can block, though I almost never do. You can jump.
Some of the cutscenes are really well done too. I mean, it's all anime. There's no CGI or anything like that, but it's the animations are pretty good, solidly put together.
Yeah, and there's like a ton of voice acting, even with NPCs in the town.
Yeah.
There's all these little scenes in between.
We're running all through my body.
That's where you want the power.
Great. I'm actually gonna hop in here. So I just got Rita new to the party.
What is that little red dot thing again? That's your magic, right? Your
Items.
items. Okay, that's a weird item to look at.
Yeah, they do kind of percent-based recovery. TP and HP, and then there's your typical standard debuffs and stuff. Okay.
More cutscenes. Here we go.
Yeah, pretty dense in the cutscenes so far.
So this is what Blastia look like before they're excavated.
Blastia are these little magical cores that let you.
like this in the
They kind of let you do anything. They let you use magic or weapons, or
something
there
else
is Blastia in the towns that cause a big shield to go around them so the monsters don't attack.
Manufactured nethicite.
That's right, but something's going on with the Blastia. They're starting to malfunction.
Oh, that's the bad nethicite.
Yeah.
I've been playing like a lot of Final Fantasy 12, Zodiac Age, and
Really?
the amount of time you hear the word nethicite, and also World of Warcraft now, azurite. It's all fucking, pardon my French. It's always weird magical crystals in these games.
Unobtainium.
My azurite cores are low.
This
I
one's
mean,
still got a-
to be fair to Final Fantasy, it's always about crystals in some form or another, but
glyph crystallization of a formula. It's at the way in the castle.
So this is introducing the Mage Ring or Sorcerer's Ring,
There's a
which was a thing in Symphonia as well. It's kind of your main puzzle-solving technique. So at any time I can shoot. Oh, I can press Y,
that's
and that'll
all
kind
it
of
takes.
activate puzzle items and
Like the
switches
Final
and
Fantasy
stuff
X.
like that. Yeah.
dungeons.
Marks that indicate
What were they called in Final Fantasy X? The summoning dungeons you had to go through?
I never played it, but I watched a decent
dear.
chunk of it. They were called like
You should definitely play Final Fantasy X.
something.
Did that remaster come to Switch? Final Fantasy X remaster?
No, not
No.
yet. That would be cool. I watched you play a bit of that.
That was on the Vita. I love that game on the Vita.
we'll need to use it.
Which was the Final Fantasy remake that just came out? Was that 12?
That's
Last
the Zodiac
year?
Age, which just came out
Yeah.
to PC. I've been playing that on PC. That has 4x speed, which is really good. You can speed things up quite a bit. Yeah, that Zodiac Age PC port is okay.
Oh. So like, yeah. See, if you're really firing on all cylinders,
Yeah.
you can just.
Some of
Kinda
these
wreck a
time, and you do get graded based on time and like ability to not take hits and
Yeah,
stuff.
they kind of had to do the smash thing of assigning you various grades at the end, and then
Your item drops, I think,
shit.
are based on what you grade you get?
Your item drops, and then all the new game stuff, new game plus stuff. So the thing I really like about the Symphonia games is they offer a lot of. Well, first of all, there's just a lot of secrets, hidden dungeons, hidden bosses, side quests, and stuff like that. But then they have a fairly robust New Game Plus system where you are spending all the grade that you made in the first game for various, almost like modifiers like skulls, where it's like enemies give more or less XP.
You got one person about to die here.
Yeah, she'll be fine. She's our mage. She'll run away. And
You want revenge? Bring it!
so if I hit X here, I took too much damage, so I lose a little grade. But I blocked some, I got a 10-hit combo, and it all comes out to just 0.21.
Combo stuff is really fun in this game. You can get up to like 100 point combos when you get a little further on, which is super, super dope.
It looks like they've messed up our order. Let's take a.
Ha! I don't get. He works at McDonald's.
Yeah, and so if you get run up on from behind, they'll just come on in and mess with you. I think it's a bummer that this is a game of its time, but I don't like an open world that has random encounters in it that the enemy will run up to you. Even if you get close to it and you can't outrun it. Like Ni no Kuni, you can kind of
Well, you can out-level those encounters and they just stop responding to you, so.
That too.
I'm not sure if that's the case here.
Well, I guess we just.
If they attack from the rear.
Yep. Got it.
Hey. Wow.
Oh,
there's another one. Now you're gonna, advantage them.
Oh, yeah.
Because you
So
came up on their rear.
I kind of was doing it ahead of when they wanted me to do it, but if you freeze them with the Sorcerer's Ring and get them from behind.
Sonic Dog.
Who's next?
Also, something I wanted to do more is, so there's an item here called the Magic Lens. And if you use it on an enemy, it will tell you stuff like max HP,
Libra.
what they're weak to,
It's a Libra.
and that it's a Libra. Wait, where do you see that?
Libra is a Final Fantasy spell that gets all the information.
I thought it was like listing its star sign amongst its stats.
Libra is a pretty important Final Fantasy spell.
And then kind of once you do that once on an enemy, you're able to track its current HP and stuff.
Important for bosses for most of the. I don't remember this game being super, super difficult when I played it.
No.
I could be misremembering. It has been like 10 years, but I remember later on in the game, some of the boss fights do get a little more complicated and intense.
Totally. And like, I feel like I get the impression early that I'm kind of using the micro. I'm having my units do spells and stuff, and that's kind of getting me through the easier parts of the game. And then I imagine that will kind of be required for some of the later bosses.
Yeah. Comboing up with your teammates, if I recall, it's been a very long time, but it does become much more important to kind of synchronize. But yeah, there's a little spacebar icon. There's a lot of these little weird dialogues that pop up in between cutscenes.
Yeah,
and I
sort of
think
character development.
I want to say that sometimes you have to do those to get items and stuff.
I think there are titles tied to it. Yeah, that is vaguely familiar as something from Symphonia. I think I already said that it includes more playable characters. I think it's 2 more characters, including Flynn, who's the knight you're kind of chasing around at this beginning part, and I guess doesn't necessarily join up with the party full-time in the normal game, but they decided to add him in because people liked him.
Rita, you seem very used to fighting for someone who's been doing research in Ospio for
The
so
blinking
long.
in these
I'm just used
cutscenes.
to using that.
Yeah, it's everyone looking straight forward into the camera, blinking.
Is there something wrong with that?
Ooh, ouch!
Sorry.
Wow.
I thought you were a monster.
He is a monster.
I'll startle you someday. You just wait.
That's weird.
So standard JRPG tropes: the young kid, the gruff old guy.
Yep. I was a part of the Knights for 3 months, but I left, and the real reason he left is probably because the Knights were corrupt. But like I said, I actually have high hopes for the meta story at large, kind of the what's going on in this world. Because I really don't remember much about the characters from Symphonia.
To be any more of a pig.
other than like Lloyd.
I remember playing it. I barely remember anything other than that. This was a different time.
How do I get the advantage attack again?
I think you might just be missing them.
Battle book. Oh. There's a little inconsistencies here on what button you pick to select items sometimes.
Honestly, I've had that problem going from the Zodiac Age has the Japanese system of B to advance and A to cancel in menus. And going back from that to like Ni no Kuni 2, where it's reversed, the American style is A to progress and B to cancel. I've fucked up some shit. I've skipped cutscenes by accident because it's inconsistent. It's one of my big problems playing that Zodiac Age right now.
Yeah, going between like a JRPG and any other game.
Yeah.
I get that problem a lot. Anyone who's watched God of God Hand can know we deal with that quite frequently.
Yeah.
Wow, that did 900 damage to that guy.
It's fun to see the numbers go up.
It is. And they're already in the hundreds, and I've played this game for 7 hours, so.
Yeah, the combos, you can get some ridiculous combo lengths, which is really fun. Oh, another dialogue option.
Yeah, I'm just gonna...
Yeah, just let that sit there for a bit, maybe.
Did that? So it said I'm supposed to stun them and then walk up while they're stunned, but that didn't work.
Oh, that's weird. Maybe it just was on the last second of the stun or something.
Yeah.
Maybe you have to walk up behind them while they're stunned?
Oh, you know, maybe. That could be it.
We're done.
Yes, we are.
Combat snappy though, like none of these things take too goddamn long.
No, loads in, loads out, like...
You're good.
It's fun to... It encourages you to try new combos and stuff because you unlock new arts by using certain arts a certain number of times. I'm pretty sure we're coming up on the end of this dungeon here.
Yeah, I don't remember this one being super long, but then, like I said, been a long time. Been a long time. It's good to see the PC version. I think it's like 9 out of 10 on Steam. Most of the things are very, very positive, so I am curious. Oh, it's a doggy.
Dog sword.
Dog sword. It's an upgrade.
Height.
Do you hit the thing?
What thing?
The thing next to the treasure chest. There's another thing I'm about.
Oh, you're right. Zap it.
That glyph that pops up on him when you hit him looks exactly like the Final Fantasy X glyph when you go through the pilgrimage dungeons.
Is that what they're called?
I'm not sure. You have to get all the summons in that game. And honestly, if you've never played Final Fantasy X, I highly, highly recommend it. It's one of my favorite Final Fantasies.
No.
You got surprised.
I'm shocked. Shocked, I say. I assume when they said that your party formation is going to be messed up, is it would put backliners in front.
Yeah.
But it's just everyone's behind you.
Yeah.
Which really isn't a problem. Oh wait, why do I have Carol in my party?
You did something with him, right?
I might have. Oh God.
I think he's been in there for a while, unless I'm mistaken.
I had my mage in there, I thought, before.
I'm not sure.
Oh look, 1, 2, 3, 4.
That's
Oh!
God, so they.
Is that because I got surprised?
Maybe.
Oh. That is pretty brutal, actually. Puzzle solving.
Yeah, that's.
Oh, please don't tell me I have to walk like around. Come on.
That's fucking lame. Well, at least the monsters aren't respawning super quick, so.
Yeah. There's like, watching and hearing people talk about the RE2 remake, there's a lot to be said about remastering games and taking out some of the idiosyncrasies that, we have advanced past as a society.
Mm-hmm.
But JRPGs.
They have a thing.
Yeah. The most stubborn of genres.
Did you try shocking that thing in the cubby back there? Does that do anything?
This guy?
Yeah, just try hitting it. Nope, nothing. All right, never mind. It looked like some kind of door thing, but
It did.
Could be wrong. I guess I was wrong. I still could be and was incorrect. That looks like a boss up there.
I wonder if people a long time ago Use little rings.
Oh my god. So I have to hit plus and then
Yes, items like this
A.
can be discovered in other.
But if it's a normal cutscene, you hit plus and then X.
Are you all one save slot kind of dude?
Typically, unless I know something weird is coming up or like I want to experiment around a little bit. Okay, well, let's work our way over to that big old dude.
That's probably the way out after you beat the boss, I assume.
Yeah. What a weird thing to say. Unless there's an earthquake, it won't budge.
Hey.
Like, okay, I guess an earthquake's gonna happen. Ah!
You turned around.
Our ties to each other will save us.
What a dumb thing to
I hate Carol.
Starstroke.
We few, we happy few.
Damn, Repeat is tearing it up. Let's make a sandwich. So some cooking items will just straight up restore health or TP. Some of them will give you buffs, like damage or defense. And you learn new recipes from crafting recipes a certain number of times, or there is kind of a guy named the Wonder Chef out there who will randomly, anything that looks weird in the world, like a duck running around, or if you go up and interact with it, chances are it might be the Wonder Chef in disguise, ready to give you another recipe. It can get a little mashy, but at times like that, you can go in, and I'll show it off after this battle, and just change up who you're playing as.
Sure.
So I can't take direct control right now of anyone, but if I go into my options menu,
Change party leader.
Yeah, I wanted to swap Repeat with Yuri.
I want swatches too, but internet time not been the same.
It's never gonna work. There we go. I ran up on him.
We have a great
And guess what?
now. Let's take
I'm a dog now.
When you have the choice, there are a lot of RPGs where you control one character and the other three are AI. For the most part, I just pick one and go through the entire game with them. I barely ever change. Ni no Kuni, for example, just kind of pick one and stick with them. Sometimes you don't have a choice, like Final Fantasy 15, except I think they added the ability to switch in the Royal
Yeah.
Edition or something like that. But for the most part, I just pick one, find a use set that I like. Usually something upbeat and melee, up close and melee. Just kind of stick with one and go through it. I find it really confusing to hop between different characters with different abilities, even though micromanaging is probably the way to go for some of the harder fights. But
Yeah, I definitely just kind of end up picking whoever I think I'm gonna have the most impact with. Whoever seems the strongest outside of like casters. I don't really like just sitting back and mashing out spells. But yeah, this mitigates that kind of like, oh shit, I really need a good caster for this boss battle because he's weak to one type and I can't do it by just letting you assign the spells you would need to shortcuts.
well, that's the thing in Ni no Kuni as well. Like if you want the, you can assign and unassign skills. I'm assuming it's the same thing here. If you don't want them to use certain skills, you just take them off.
Yep.
And in Ni no Kuni 2, you also will have the ability to do 1 through 4. So if you only want them to use their most powerful skills, just unassign them everything else except for the one that costs like 3 stars, whatever.
Yeah.
And they'll only use that one. It's a little less flexible. I never quite trust the AI in these kind of games.
No.
I'm sure people put a lot of work into making sure that they work well, but
The first thing I did was turn off all party members from using items
yeah, definitely.
because they were fairly generous. All right.
You lost half your health. Use the auto all party elixir
Yeah.
kind of stuff. No, item use never should be. The flip side is I never use items in these games because I'm always like stocking up for a boss fight, and so I have like a million elixirs by the time I get to the in boss fight. Yeah.
All right. I got
Man, I'm
an
hungry.
attack
It's
mode.
lunchtime. What are you doing to me? Making me hungry.
Hey,
What is this thing? So this is a blast.
I think it's a boss fight.
but what I want is the
It looks too big to be a normal enemy, and this is the end of the dungeon.
Don't just go poking at.
He's not a piece of meat.
He's a piece of
I can
stone.
just analyze him. I'll finally be able to complete my anima formula.
Ah, the anime formula.
Celestia core is
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
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 Who's that guy?
Looks like one of your friends is here.
Hey, who are you?
Oh.
I ran away before, but here I am.
Blastia researcher from Ospio.
That sounded convincing.
And just who are all of you?
I think you just gave yourself away. I don't know who you are, but you're definitely not from Ospio if you don't recognize me.
Guess she's got no problems with modesty.
I like that your characters hold the weapons that you have them equipped. It's not like generic sword. Sometimes you get that.
It's neat.
It's moving! Rita!
Oh.
Have you fought a lot of bosses yet?
A couple, like 2.
Let me see.
Have you had a challenging time?
Not particularly, but it is still early. You know, they're still rolling out
Wait a
new
minute.
mechanics. I actually was reading a bit ahead of what to do in the FAQ, so I was making sure we were in a good place for the video. And I saw that the boss after this is considered to be one of the toughest of the game. Just like based on your skill level and what it can do. And
Zodiac Age has some weird boss spike difficulties, but especially because it's open world, you can wander off and like totally get wrecked by random encounters, but some of those bosses are really, really tough.
yeah. I know Persona 4 was like that. Like one of the first bosses of the game was supposed to be one of the hardest.
How are you gonna get through?
Oh, that idiot!
Arrgh.
Let's get this up.
Yeah, let's get this over with. She fights with a scarf, because of course.
And a book.
And a book.
Don't forget your Libra.
He doesn't know how to
Oh yeah,
easy
you're right.
people.
Ow, upper punch.
Oh Jesus! Oh, I should have switched back to.
Defeat
Can I
something
escape?
this big?
I should have switched back to Yuri.
You don't have Yuri on?
No, I'm the dog.
Oh no, that's too bad.
Whatever. I'll fight him. All right.
Type, inorganic type.
Inorganic type. Great.
He's got 19,000 health, that's a lot.
That's a lot.
Calm down.
Wow, you just did a bunch of damage though.
Blastia have hearts too.
The sword works better.
Oh, and I haven't told Yuri not to spam items because I was controlling him.
Well, it'll be fine for this.
Yeah.
You almost got 1,000 damage on that one. He should be. You're doing a lot of damage here, son.
Shall I heal you?
Good dog sounds. Like for a game where you have a dog playable character, it's really important that you get a lot of good, different dog sounds.
Man,
Oh,
you're really wrecking shit here.
yeah, maybe.
Oh no.
Oh,
Rut-row.
maybe I was about to speak too soon.
Dodge. I like the way they say the name of everything you're doing at all times. Fireball! That's very anime of them to do.
Yeah. Great.
Got the Blastia. Nope, not yet. He's using up your gels, man. You can buy those later, though, right?
Yeah, you can buy those and you can craft those and you can cook to recover.
You can cancel. You can click R to cancel if you don't want them to use that.
Oh,
That's what the.
I missed that.
Yeah, that's neat. Saying random.
Flickering burn, sharpness, eat my blade. Ruff. I imagine fighting them would be the most annoying thing.
Just come across this team and
Not let them use Blastia for evil.
Let's go chase him down.
So I got a bunch of grade there because I did a secret mission by striking down the enemy by attacking its weakness.
sure. I miss RPGs that have you fight like other player groups.
Yeah.
There's been at least a couple of them. I think Baldur's Gate 2 had you fight Driz Doerden and his whole little gang. And I remember something recently where there's like another competing adventuring party that you're fighting against, and you wind up having to play them a few
All
times.
that's left is to cut off its.
It's like I like in Dragon Warrior Monster, when you would go back in old worlds that you've completed, you would find other trainers there, and you could actually beat them and take their monsters. It was kind of one of the coolest things in that game.
Come on, let's go. But Flynn.
There can't be many knights here if our shady.
So you think Flynn is?
I don't think he's here anymore.
Not Rory. we're not going to know what happened to Flynn today.
That's fine with me. I honestly, I was on the verge of buying this for PC. Now I'm kind of glad I didn't.
You think you're going to get the Switch?
I don't know. I have a lot of stuff I'm playing through. Like I'm restarting Divinity, and that's originally a really long game. I've got a lot of RPGs, and I got Zodiac Age I need to finish up. Got a lot of shit to... I started Pillars of Eternity 2.
Yeah, we're hitting that January rush, kind of.
These are all old
There's
games.
still a bunch of games from last year.
Yeah,
to
these
get
are all the
through.
games that I never got around to. I don't know if I have time for this right now, but I really do have fond memories of this game quite a bit.
Yeah, it's really just one of the more solid JRPGs I've played. There's nothing too annoying. There's nothing too like obtuse and old for old's sake.
Yeah.
Even though it is an older game. But yeah, that's Tales of Vesperia. It's out now on Switch and PC.
$50.
$50.
That's a pricey for the port, but
it is pricey.
Sounds like they have some good content in it.
Totally, and for a game that's 100+ hours, you know.
And the good thing is, if you get stuck or anything like that, there is a ton of information. Go to the GameFAQs page for this game, and you're going to find all the information you need about.
Totally, I've already used it multiple times.
Yeah, there's plenty of information out there.
Well, thanks, Matt.
Thank you for having me.